I'm attaching another variable, another attribute. Okay, we don't need to record it, I guess. This is fine, right? It is a project kind of thing, so we don't need to record. So let me refresh it. This is how empty now. So what I'll do is that for this button, I want to have an attribute called on click. So on click is the one which we attach inside the button. This is also an HTML attribute, and this is the value of that attribute. Yes or no? Yes. So I have to attach a variable called button called something like this.
On click.
On click, I have to attach something like this text. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
this
sir,
one.
that function.
And let me save this. And you see, when I create this, and when I try to inspect this element, you see in this particular element, div card is there and button is there. Okay. And inside this button, no, actually I was not supposed to give something like this, but I have to give the value. Okay. So how can I give? I can give something like this text. Okay. I think it will work. You see this div got manipulated, and you see div and the div button is there. Yeah, actually this way we are not able to see, but we need to discuss some more things. Okay, we need to discuss some more things like add event listeners. Let us come back to that. Okay, but you got to know how these cards are created, right? Did you understand how I'm creating all these cards? Everyone. So if you understand, that's enough. Okay.
Sir, on clicking add new item, we can call any function.
Yes, we can call. That's what I'm trying to do. But for that we have to do some things, like we have to use add event listeners. Okay, so simple thing. Let me recap everything. What I did here is that initially I'm having a div with an ID of root, and inside that there is nothing, and then I'm having a button called func add, and for this button, upon clicking I will be executing this function, and this function's work is to add some cards inside this particular root. So let us go to this function, and inside this function, firstly I try to capture the root element which was empty by using the ID root, and you see this was the element I captured because inside this I want to append the cards. Okay, so this root element is the one inside cards. I dynamically created a card using document.element, and the card, each card is of division element. So I created a card and I created another button to be placed inside that. So button document.create element, that is a button, and this for this button I added some inner text called add new item, and that's why you are able to see that inner text over here. And this button I'm going to append inside this big card. Okay, so card.append child button. Now this is a single card we made in the memory, and we have to paint it on the document. So to paint it, we have to append it as a under the root element. So for the card element, I have also attached some class name which is card. So that's what going to apply all this border radius and background color, height, and with everything. So I attached one more class name for it, and then at the end, what I did in the root element, I am appending the cards. Okay, so whatever card that I have created till now, that I am appending at the end. Okay, now let me save this, and you see we got refreshed, and we are initially an empty div element we are having. And now you see, let me expand it a little bit, and you see inside this root, do we have anything? Nothing initially. And when I click on this button, what will happen? Func gets executed and creates some card, and in that card there is a button created, and for that button there is some inner text setup. Okay, now when I clicked on, you see immediately it got blinked. That means there is something changes happen inside this, and you see that thing we appended something called a div here. Okay, and inside the div we have also appended a button over here, and you see that button is there and the div is there, and this div is actually assigned with the class name of card, and that I made by using this line. Got it? And similarly, if I click on this again I'm going to append another thing. You see, another thing, and so on. Like this we can make something dynamically. And tomorrow, because it has been a lot of time, right? So tomorrow I'll try to discuss miscellaneous, I would say, extra things in document. Like I told you, right? Add event listeners. They are the alternative of doing some things. Like instead of on click, instead of calling this function from the HTML, you can also attach just event handling only. So instead of doing this event line, actually I'm handling this event, click event on this button in the HTML, right? I've written this inside this, and when I click on this, this function inside JavaScript is going to be executed. So instead of doing this over here, we can do in the JavaScript directly without interrupting HTML, so that we will see tomorrow. And there is something called query selector all. So we see those also. And the prerequisite for knowing the query selector is that you go through the last session of mine, which was in CSS. You go through, everyone try to go through the last session of mine, which was what was the topic? So combinators.
Yes,
do you
sir.
remember
First child,
combinators?
second child, last
Last
child.
class in.
Yes, sir.
No. They were pseudo classes. Okay. Combinators are the one we use four operators: space operator, greater than operator, and then
Yes.
tilde operator, and then what else? Plus operator. So
The
that's
same
what
class
query
is
selector
got
we
all
call
things.
that we call as selectors. Yeah, I guess. So you go through those selectors. Okay, complex selectors we say. You just go through those selectors before coming to tomorrow's class, and tomorrow we will end everything regarding DOM, and from day after tomorrow we will see some more things like working with some projects. Okay, like this. Is this clear?
Yes,
Sir, will you give some assignments?
sir. Tomorrow.
As of now, no. As of now, I'm
Sir.
not going to give any assignments. Better you get much familiarized whatever I discussed today. So that's enough. So if you understand all this, then you can trust me. You can do anything in the document. You can create a big files also like this. Okay. The only thing I ask you is that make sure you understand all these concepts very purely today. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There is no need of anything like you start working on your own some basic things. Okay.
Sir, you have created add event, and I will create delete event today.
Whatever I created just now, you try to do that on your own and try to add some more things inside this dynamically. Okay, like that. Clone also we create. What is clone? We can create. Yeah, those who follow till here, they will be very good at front end. You can also even crack Uber also. Trust me, Uber front end also you can crack without any doubt. Duplicate means clone. Duplicate what? Insta clone. See, Insta clone, like you want to print, you want to create an application like Instagram, right? You can do. There is no doubt. But after completion of tomorrow's class, okay? Because in tomorrow's we will be seeing some advanced things in DOM. Okay, till now whatever we have seen that is enough, but some things need to be some advanced, right? Okay.
Sir, we have
so
inner HTML. There is one method, no sir. Inner HTML.
Yeah, I'll show you that also. Actually, inner text and inner HTML both are different. Okay, so I'll teach that tomorrow. Actually, inner text is the one which just captures the text of that inside that HTML element, and inner HTML is actually captures entire thing. For example, I don't want to discuss that now. So let me have something inside para and inside bold. Something else. So if you want to look for inner text and inner HTML of this two, okay, this root element. So let me go back to here and let me erase all this. Okay, so let me capture that element. Is equal to document dot spelling is document dot get element by ID test. Yes, and for this I'll just try to log both the things like console.log element dot inner text is going to print all text inside it. Okay, let me save this, and you see in the console when I click on this button, you see that function got it. That is func of okay, and then what else I made by test. What is this error? I'm going to cannot read properties of null inner text. So it is showing that property is null. So root actually, it is not test, but it is root. Let me save that. When I click on this, you see we got the inner text of it. That means whatever the text content is there, that we got printed, and it is not taking care of in which element it is present. Actually, some text is inside paragraph and some text is inside inside bold. Okay, even if I have something like this div, and inside another div we have something like Samudralu, something like this, and you see we have to get that. Okay, so this is what inner text does. And if I want to see the inner HTML, what is inner HTML is that for this particular root element, the inner HTML means this entire thing. Okay, so let me save, let me print that inner HTML console.element dot inner HTML, something like this. When I click on this, and you see we got all the HTML over here. Did you understand? And this was only trying to capture the text of that, whereas this is actually capturing everything that is present inside it. Now I hope you got to know the difference between inner HTML and inner text of a particular element.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, teach that tomorrow everything will be bounce if teach more. Yeah. I'm going to complete with this. So this is very simple thing, inner text and inner HTML. Someone has doubt regarding these two, so that's why I told this. Okay, so for this is all about for this. And then today and tomorrow, before you come to another class, you try to prepare all this, whatever I taught, and just go through the recordings. And Naveen, as soon as possible, you try to upload them on
Yes,
YouTube.
sir.
Okay, just go through Naveen's YouTube channel, and from there you can watch all the videos. Okay, and this one, if you do, then you can easily get a very good job, high paying job also. If you don't do, then you cannot get any job, trust me, because most of the companies look for this. So if you are really good at JavaScript, because 80% of the developers out there are working on JavaScript only, because JavaScript is everywhere. For the backends, most of the companies uses JavaScript, and for the front end also, most of the companies started using React and Angular only. So React and Angular both are in JavaScript only. So most of the websites, not most of the websites,